Hi, I'm Andy Bennett. Since it's Christmas season, I've been thinking a lot about Christmas carols. The other day, my wife was starting carols and she had the hymnal open, but she was encouraging me to go on into the second and third and fourth stanzas of the hymns. I've always prided myself in knowing all the stanzas of many hymns, but I found that I was a little rusty on some of the carols. She had to prompt me on a lot of them. But as she prompted me and we sang together into those second and third and fourth stanzas, I was impressed, as I have been many times before, the deep meaning and the value in many of those verses that we miss when we just gloss over and sing the first verse. Some of you might remember a few years ago when a journalist by the name of Paul Harvey had a radio broadcast that he called The Rest of the Story. He would tell a story, sometimes obscuring some details that might give the ending away too quickly, about some remarkable event. Then the rest of the story revealed who it was involved in the story, sometimes a person who was well known, or sometimes the story led to a well-known event. So it was a bit of a surprise ending. So I've decided to call these little videos that I'm going to make the rest of the carol. I'm going to do it from now until Christmas. I'm going to try to do it every day. I might even continue on through Epiphany. I might comment later why that's still important. When the Christmas season comes, the first carol that comes to my mind is Joy to the World. Probably one of the best known, at least, of the carols. The hymn itself, and remember the hymn is the poem, the hymn is not the musical work, was written by Isaac Watts, a remarkable and talented British author and clergyman of about 3 centuries ago. And we usually sing it to a melody that's adapted from a melody in George Frederick Handel's Messiah that was adapted by a person named Lowell Mason in the 1800s. The first verse that we all know so well proclaims the joy that the Lord has come and calls on earth to receive her King, calls on all of us to prepare room in our hearts for the Savior, and calls on heaven, I think that would be the angels, and nature, all the beauty around us, all the beauty of the universe, to sing praise to God. Second verse mentions the Savior's reign. That's not R-A-I-N, that's R-E-I-G-N. The United States has been coming through, I trust is coming through, is still in a time of turmoil and pain, and a lot of dissension centering around who will govern and how our nation will be governed. I take great comfort in the fact that from an eternal perspective, it doesn't really matter who governs this particular country or any one country, because the Savior reigns, the Savior of the universe. The third stanza gets down to the real crux of Christmas when it says, "No more let sin and sorrow grow." Christmas really is about two things. It's about sin and it's about love. It's about sin because sin is why we needed Jesus to come. And love is what motivated him to come. So the third stanza says, "No more let sin and sorrow reign, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his glories known far as the curse is found." Now, the curse is a term that's often been used to refer to the events following the events in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve sinned. And as a punishment or as a consequence of their sin, a lot of bad things came into the earth, all the way from thorns to painful childbirth. But the curse continues because of our own sin. But the pain and the suffering of the world caused by the sin of dictators, of criminals, of cruel people cannot outrace the love and the grace of God. So he comes to make his blessings flow as far as the curse is found. Far as the curse is found. And he rules the world with truth and grace. Ultimately, it's the wonders of his love that are going to win out. Well, the Lord has come, and may he come to each of our hearts today and through this Christmas season. Like I said, I'm going to try to make these little videos once a day. I'm going to try to keep them simple, brief. I'm not going to do a lot of involved editing. I'm going to try to do each of them in a single take. I'll publish the carol, the lyrics, the words of the carol, in the comments, either on YouTube or in the information below the video frame on YouTube. I welcome you to make comments just to let me know that you saw this. If you have further thoughts on the subject, I'd be glad to hear them. I sure don't want to start arguments. I've had it with arguments. But if you have something to share, please add a comment. I'll try to do this again tomorrow and every day from now through Christmas. May God's love rule in your hearts.